Your IP address is essential for sending and receiving information online. But if a hacker knows your IP address, they can use it to seize very valuable information, including your location and online identity. Using this information as a starting point, they could potentially hack your device, steal your identity, and more. Today, in this video, we're going to cover 5 things what can hackers do with your IP address in 2022. Since your IP address is publicly available, malicious snoopers can use it for illegal activities. Here are a few things someone can do with your IP address. Hey guys, it's John here from Hacker Joe channel. Welcome to Hacker Joe channel. We show you technology like hacking skill, how to hack, how to be hacker, programming language, best website, best things, and amazing things. Make sure subscribe to channel and don't forget to click notification bell. And if you have any concerns, questions, or opinions about this video, just leave on the comment down below. Now let's get start the video. First of all, start with, what is an IP? An IP address is a unique address that identifies a device on the internet or a local network. IP stands for Internet Protocol, which is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network. In essence, IP addresses are the identifier that allows information to be sent between devices on a network. They contain location information and make devices accessible for communication. The internet needs a way to differentiate between different computers, routers, and websites. IP addresses provide a way of doing so and form an essential part of how the internet works. Now let's talk what hacker can do with your IP. The first, what can hacker do with your IP addresses? Hack into your phone or computer. A cyber attacker can hack into your PC or phone and steal your private information. This is more practically possible if they have your device's local IP address. Nonetheless, it's not impossible with public IPs, too. Hackers can exploit the vulnerability in the transmission control and internet protocol interface to hijack their victims' activities using their IP address. So, your IP can give hackers information about open and vulnerable TCP ports on your computer. How the attackers achieve this is beyond the scope of this article, but it's usually through automated IP scanning. Consequently, they can manipulate packets of information to inject spyware into a victim's computer and steal personal credentials. The second, what can hackers do with IP addresses? Denial of service or distributed denial of service. In addition, your IP address could be a gateway for hackers to accomplish a denial of service or distributed denial of service attack. In this case, the hackers use a network of controlled computers to bombard your device with data. As a result, the device disconnects from the network and shuts down. Hackers carry RDoS attacks to net easy money. For this reason, they rarely set them up for regular users. Instead, they direct the attacks on popular companies and websites. They perform service attacks to bring the companies down to their knees, then demand a massive payout to call off the dogs. The third, what can hackers do with IP addresses? Impersonate you for malicious purposes. With an IP address, a hacker or malicious snooper can learn your approximate location, so they can better tailor their social engineering or phishing attacks to get hold of personal details. These details include your phone number, name, mailing address, social handles, social security number, and birth date. That data set is a goldmine for identity thieves. They will piece it together and try to impersonate you, sometimes for malicious purposes. For example, downloading copyrighted files and child pornography, trafficking drugs, or traversing the dark web. If law enforcement authorities come calling, it will take a lengthy legal battle to prove you didn't download illegal content or engage in criminal activities. The fourth, what can hackers do with IP addresses? Attack your company's server. Most companies use a private IP address. Although this is usually a hard nut to crack for hackers, they can still use your company's IP to disrupt its systems, especially if its server's firewall is weak. Firstly, this requires that the attacker initially gains access to your company's private network and probably grabs locally shared IP. They might do this via phishing and social engineering. This is why you should avoid clicking untrusted external links and emails. The attack becomes worse if your company's primary server shares the local network with the rest of the staff, although the IP address itself doesn't leak sensitive information. There are quite a few tweaks the hacker can use to install malware into the server via TCP. Once malware comes into the picture, it may take over the server and help the hackers perpetrate their goals. The fifth or last. What can hackers do with IP addresses? Use your IP address to stalk you, since your IP address gives websites and apps information about your network location. Right about anyone that's tech-savvy can use this information to trace where you are. And sadly, it's hard to tell if someone is spying on you via your IP or not. As said, websites or apps only need your IP address to deliver content accurately, so they typically don't go the extra mile to figure out your actual location. Stalkers might want to do so to trace your footsteps using lookup tools, even if your IP doesn't lead stalkers to your doorstep. It's how they get an idea of your commutes, so they're likely to know where you connect from after all. And as far as you use the internet, they can update their feed anytime to see where you last visited. Now let's look how to protect your IP address from hackers. Here are some good ways to hide your IP address to make sure nobody can track or steal it. The first is, use a VPN service. A VPN is an online service you can use to quickly and easily hide your IP address. All you need to do is connect to a VPN server, and it will automatically replace your real IP address with its own address. The second is, use a proxy server. Much like a VPN, a proxy server will also hide your IP address whenever you connect to it. However, it doesn't offer the same level of security VPNs do, so you don't get high-end encryption that properly secures your traffic and data. Also, proxy servers often tend to be slower than VPN servers, so keep that in mind. The third is, use Tor browser. Tor can also hide your IP address. It's an anonymity network, after all. However, there's one big problem with it. The network already had a flaw some time ago that leaked users' real IP addresses. True, it was fixed, but who knows if an issue like that will show up again. The last thing you want is randomly exposing your IP address without even knowing it. What to do if someone has your IP address? Well, it's pretty obvious. Change it. You can do that with a VPN or proxy, or by asking your ISP to do it for you. Other than that, there's not much you can do. If you fear a cybercriminal is using your address to download or do illegal things, it's best to alert the authorities as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this video so far. If you like these videos, then please share them with your friends and colleagues. If you have any questions or feedback, then please drop a comment. And which one is best for you, drop on the comment.